I was totally shocked. I was totally shocked, but I had been informed the whole way that all three teams would be involved. But I was shocked not only that he selected the Clippers, but I was shocked at some of the intel, how he reached out to Kevin Durant and really made a plea for Kevin Durant to join him with the Clippers. Kevin Durant decided to join Kyrie Irving, going to go to the Brooklyn Nets. Then how he immediately moved off of Kevin Durant compared to just joining the already made, the big three there in Los Angeles, everyone thought was a done deal, or even a short-term deal going back to Toronto. He stayed. For a quiet guy, he does a lot of talking. He talked to Paul George, forced Paul George to go to his employer and force his way out of his second team to be able to force his way out of it in 3 years. To me, Kawhi Leonard and how aggressive he was. You asked me a question on Friday, what would we learn about Kawhi? Now, I didn't think I would learn that much, but, man, how aggressive he was and how he took charge of the situation to be able to control his own fate. But ultimately, it was just like Kyrie, and I had mentioned this a couple times, he wanted to go back home. And the Clippers, they wouldn't let the girl go.
Right.
Man, they made eyes on Kawhi last year when Kawhi said he would play for the Clippers. And I don't know about the NBA office, but the Clippers, during the season, they stayed in contact. They let Kawhi know.
Every single Raptors game, and much to the chagrin of some of the Raptors front office, there's someone there all year long in a Clippers team polo.
They had one of their analysts criticize Kawhi on TV.
You're out.
They fired him.
Yeah.
So it was everything behind the scenes. The Clippers had the advantage that we thought Toronto had.
And listen, I understand the trade haul is unprecedented, but you cannot look at the Clippers gave up that for Paul George. They gave up that for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. You got the reigning finals MVP and maybe the next best two-way wing in the league, a top 5 player and now also a top 15 player. That's the price of that, both on long-term deals.
And I think it's very important to Nick's point. When Kawhi leaves the meeting with the Clippers, he tells them, if you get Paul George, I'm coming.
I'm coming. But I think they also know, whether it was said or not, if you don't, I'm not. We did learn a lot. We learned that Kawhi does not want the easiest path possible, but he also does not want an impossible path. Signing with the Clippers, where your second-best players, Lou Williams or Gallo or Patrick Beverley, however you slot them, would have put you the 8th or 9th best team in the league. That would not have been what you had in Toronto with former Defensive Player of the Year Marc Gasol, with Kyle Lowry, with Siakam, with Van Vliet. It would have been the least talented team he's ever been on. So he made the best move for himself, and selfishly, for me as a basketball fan, the best move for the NBA. Because now we don't have a super team. We don't have where one team is a favorite against the field. We have a third of the league that legitimately believes they can win the championship. That is exhilarating to me. And the other thing we found about Kawhi is there was a lot of reporting that people don't want to play with LeBron. I think there's an element of, if you think you can be the face of the league, if you think you can be the best player in the league, how big of a shadow does LeBron cast over it? I think that affected Kawhi's decision. I think he would have signed with the Lakers if the Clippers hadn't gotten the deal done. But this is the best move for Kawhi and the best move for the NBA. Everyone except for Lakers and Raptors fans this morning or late Friday night, early Saturday morning should have been thrilled with what just happened.
Why do you think that Kawhi didn't want to go play with the Lakers? We talked about how winning was very, if not the most important thing to Kawhi Leonard. It would have been the easiest path, as Nick mentioned, to go to the Lakers. Why do you think he chose? Do you think that if Toronto or the Clippers weren't able to get that second star, he'd be playing with the Lakers now?
Well, this is the thing with the Lakers. And I disagree with Nick a little bit. I don't think Kawhi was going to go to the Lakers. I think his second option was to go back on a short-term deal to Toronto. But he kept the constant threat that forced the Clippers to trade all those picks. The constant threat that Kawhi could be down the hallway. That right there made the Clippers, because I think they were more afraid. The Clippers, if he said he's just going back to Toronto, they might
have been okay running it back.
Yes, but you can't, in this case, with the Lakers with their reputation, the Clippers with their lack of a reputation, you can't allow Kawhi Leonard to join one of the greatest collections of talent ever, and you have something to do about it. So Kawhi, I believe, he played his cards just perfectly. The Clippers thought that he could go to the Lakers. I knew he could go back to Toronto. I was informed of that he could lean towards a short deal and go back to Toronto in like the 11th hour of the overall deal. But very, very intriguing of how he put everything together and made all three teams think that potentially he would sign with them.
But to answer your question, Jenna, because Kawhi understands what I understand, what you guys understand, what seemingly everyone around the league understood, except for in an odd way Kevin Durant, which is all championships are not equal. And if Kawhi had signed with the Lakers, and you have the best player in the league, the third best player in the league, and the sixth best player in the league, slot those three guys however you do, and they're minus 150 favorites, even if they go win a title, that title is not worth 50% as much as the one he believes he can now win with the Clippers. It is not about the hardest path, but it is also in sports not always about the easiest possible path. And that's why Laker fans shouldn't be crushed by this, because you still have a really good team, and if you are able to get to the top of the mountain, it will be totally vindicating as opposed to, oh, you stacked the deck.
First, the Lakers made a lot of mistakes. Magic Johnson, the intel that he let out of that meeting, that was a mistake. Now, you can say, well, he's not working for the Lakers. Well, he's one of the faces of the Lakers. Some of the injuries that they've had in the past, Lonzo Ball, him being injured, 2 years, Ingram, his injuries, questions about the medical staff. How severe was the injury to LeBron James? Why did it take him so long to come back? So Nick's talking about the championships. I don't believe Kawhi looked at it that way. The Clippers were the team to beat, and he didn't have the trust in the organization, didn't have the trust in the front office, and or in their medical staff. That's how the Clippers, besides pulling the trade, that's how they were able to gain Kawhi's trust in this matter. The Lakers are going to be all right. But Kawhi, and I think we got Austin Carr coming up later on, I think a lot of the old school NBA players, they're happy we have someone like Kawhi because he level set the league. There ain't no more super teams.
Yep.
And if you want to compete, it's about competition. That's the way it's been since I've been a kid. And I'm sure these guys that have played the game and are covering the game on a regular basis are excited that Kawhi Leonard decided, you know something? I'm not going to take the easy road in life. There's so many people who want the easy way, the microwave. He took the hard one. I'm going to be down the corridor, but I get one guy to be able to fight with. You saw what I did last year. It's going to be an exciting. I'm excited about the NBA since the mid to late 90s.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.